There you go.
So
That's awesome.
yeah.
That's
So
yeah.
my friends
Guys,
have taken over all of that reception.
Nice. That's nice. So you don't have to worry about any of that. That's fantastic.
I'm gonna spot
That's
myself
great.
in a second.
And I know with Ben, we had his memorial, I think 3-4 weeks later, because I think it was about 3 weeks later, because there's just so much that has to be done. So
Yeah. There's a lot.
yes, and it can be very overwhelming. So I'm really glad to hear you've got that local support there to help you out.
Wonderful. Yeah. Yeah.
And like I said, I'll give you a call, but I'll give you a few days because I know
Sounds
how
good.
overwhelming it is.
That sounds good. Thank you.
Okay. So Ange, is this the gym in Las Vegas where your
Correct.
dad would go then?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just read a little bit real quick on the internet last night. It sounds like an awesome program.
Yes. Yeah. And it sounds like they do this for when they lose a member.
Okay.
Hello guys, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
All right, fantastic, great. Just want to make sure our audio is working. We're just waiting for everybody to show up and then we'll start the event, okay?
Okay, no problem. We're just catching up.
Just chat to each other for now.
Yes, we are.
Huh? Everything's good. I had to stay up late yesterday just to make sure everything's good, but
Yes, it can be stressful, especially when you have lots of people calling in and you want it to go perfect.
here, where's my phone?
So Drew, how old are you?
24.
24? Okay. I couldn't remember the ages of your kids, and
I couldn't remember. My girlfriend asked and I said, I want to say 23, but I know his birthday's, right before Christmas. And, because we had to induce labor so we could make it to the Rose Bowl because he was due on New Year's Eve.
Oh,
So
that's
they induced
awesome.
labor for me. Yeah.
Maybe slowly tell people I was born to go to a football game.
I was born so that mom
that's
could go to a
awesome.
football
I
game.
love it. That's great. Mom's got her priorities in the right
I
place.
do. I try
Yes.
to.
I really, I love Texas, adjusting really well. I love the warm weather, but I really miss not being up in Washington because we used to go to the Seahawks games all the time.
I know.
Of course, we had season tickets for the Husky games and used to go to those. And so I really miss that. As much as Texas is a huge football state, our teams aren't here.
Right.
So, but it's been fun because Mike graduated from Lampasas High School. It's about 2 hours from here.
Wow.
So we go sometimes to his high school alma mater's football games, and my mom and dad will go, or sometimes Mike will just take my dad. So that's really
Very
fun.
cool. Very well. I
So-
know televising games on Friday nights. It was weird.
Say
They
that
were
again?
televising high school games on Friday nights.
Yes. Oh yeah, they do that here. Texas is huge into their football. Their stadiums are like multi-million-dollar football stadiums for high school.
Yes.
It's crazy.
Yes. Yes. So,
But it's good. It's good. It's not, I mean, in a positive way, it gives the kids, and the anything musical is really big here too. Like the high school bands are as big as the high school football teams.
Wow.
So it's nice because it's kind of like all the kids have a way to fit in, because not every kid's a football player, you know?
Yes.
So-
Yes. Yeah, there I can see. Hello, Aunt Marcia.
Hi, sweetie.
Hello.
My dad's here too. He'll come watch when we get started.
All good. All good. My thing just changed. Are they
Yeah, I
they
can't
just,
see the room anymore.
no, me neither.
You just see all the people that have called in.
What
So
happens if you hit that arrow?
that just shows the rest of the people that are on the call. So it just scrolls back and forth.
Oh, I see.
Oh, there's the room right there. So I wonder. Oh, there. I just clicked on the room view and then the three little dots and I
Yeah.
clicked pin and then that made the room show up big on
Okay.
my screen. You might need to do that too.
Got it. All right, I'm gonna
Okay.
keep it there. Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm not very tech savvy. So where there we are.
This is such sage.
Hmm?
Where's your picture?
Is volume on?
Why?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it doesn't get very loud.
I mean, is it muted?
Who really knows how to do all of this?
Exactly.
You say he's a sophomore?
Unmute and tell me how old you are now.
He'll be 17 next month.
So
He's-
junior or sophomore
He's a
this year?
junior. He's,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's a junior and he's upstairs and I don't think he turned his
Audio. Yeah, he might. Oh, didn't turn on the video part.
yeah, because
Okay.
like clothes are a little different around here right now.
Oh, can you hear me?
Was that you,
How
Sage?
about now? Yeah, I'm camera shy.
Oh, that's okay. I don't like to be on camera either. I was just asking your mom how old you are because I was telling my mom about how you had the fundraiser and gathered all the stuff for the was it the pet rescue?
It was.
So I said, I know he's in high school and I was thinking you were a sophomore. I couldn't remember. So
Everyone thinks I'm a sophomore.
Yeah, we got so fortunate on that. Like I said, we live in a great community here and that turned out really well. His teacher was really happy with that because that was during COVID and your activities are limited what kids could do. And so, but that one turned out really nice.
oh yeah, it's awesome. When Betty White passed away, there was the big, make a
Yes.
donation to your favorite animal shelter. So I found an animal shelter here in San Antonio, a no-kill, and made a donation. And then my work does a gift match. So
Oh,
I'm all-
nice.
yeah, it's really cool. If they're a 501c3 nonprofit, then my work will do gift match. So it's pretty cool that way.
Very
I,
nice.
I donate 25 and it instantly turns into 50 or 50 and it turns into 100. So
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yeah.
in fact, I just made a donation for Girl Scout cookies because I don't need the cookies, but I want to support my niece.
Yes. Yeah. I think
So
we're all kind of like that.
exactly. And I've got a wedding dress to fit into in about 10 weeks. So
That's right. That's so exciting. So
Yeah.
exciting.
it's right around the corner.
It truly is. It truly is. Yes.
How did you get it to be on the picture of the room?
So if you scroll across the top with that arrow, one of the pictures you'll see is the room. And then you'll see three little dots in the upper right-hand corner. If you put your mouse on the picture of the room, it'll have the three little dots. If you click on those dots and then click pin, it will pin that room and make it big on the screen.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Can we be friends? Can we be friends?
Over the past 4 years, it inspired us to make a lot of great drugs. All great, but all present. Also inspired generation drugs. Make sure you power your home and TV experience and desserts. And that's with Sunrise Internet and TV. Faster and exclusive, so you can connect, so you can stream, video call, and more seamlessly. Plus, our TV experience will keep your family entertained. 40 TV channels.
I don't know who that is.
I pricked my finger too many times. A1C was still over 9. I got
glance at my phone and there's my glucose number.
no finger sticks. None.
Holy cow. My diabetes is no longer a mystery.
My A1C's dropped over 2 points to 7.2.
That's a huge victory.
I feel like I'm calling the shots. Not my diabetes. This is unlimited access to thousands of hours of instruction from the most trusted names in golf.
See all the people on Zoom.
This is golf class. Membership with says try 7 days free.
There.
Long eagle putt for all about getting the right pace. Goes down the valley. Slow down, and some speed.
All right. Fantastic. We're about to start, everybody. So I spotlight our camera here so you guys can see us. And we're gonna
I think so.
start soon. Hey, if you guys can hear me, just give me a thumbs up. All right, great, fantastic. All right. Perfect.
After we get done speaking, her daughter would like us to speak.
Okay, yeah. And let me add that in. After we're done with all our speech. So she wants to do her, she want to say something.
Oh, Sandy.
Sandy.
Oh, there's Sandy.
Did you want to do I don't know. No, just you, right? So what will you, did you want to do your speech?
I don't know, some helper.
We have one here, Tommy.
From here.
Guys, before we start here, if you have any friends or family that wants to follow the Zoom, this is. You just gotta go to the Zoom, just type in the code.
Can't make it big.
Someone had
I can hardly see, so.
we had 20 people that were on the wrong Zoom. Because what happened is Debbie asked Chuck's daughter to do a Zoom. So they were on Chuck's daughter's Zoom, so it was lag. So, all right, that's the correction right there. Just in case. All right. We start now? Yeah. All right. Take these gloves off so everybody can hear. All right, fantastic.
Yeah.
Everybody's here. Let me drink clear water here. So, all right, first of all, guys, before we start, make sure your cell phone is on vibrate or silent.
Let's turn that.
Put my phone down. Right. A quick history on hanging out the gloves. It's an old tradition with boxing, any fighting sports, right?
We can't hear you, Orlando.
What they do is usually when a boxer gonna have done their last fight, to show respect to the gloves, they usually on their last fight, whether they win or lose, they take the gloves off and they usually leave it in the middle of the ring to just show respect where the gloves needs to be at, which is in the ring. And then after that, if you go to a really old school gym, if you ever notice there's some really old boxing gloves hanging on the wall, that's the exact same gloves that the fighter have retired and just keep the gloves instead of putting it somewhere on the box, keep it where it belongs, which is in the gym. And that's the reason why we do hanging the gloves. Me, Marty, and the team here are just gonna incorporate that tradition here in Rock City, and that's why we have the hanging the walls for the fighters. And that's kind of just a quick intro there on the history. All right, we have Shachir here to represent Mike with us today. I just put that red there so I can really clearly. Let me see there. If we might have to move. Let me see the chair a little bit.
Mine?
Let me see. Yes. Just if you can sit back there, that would be great. Let me see.
I always want to be at the center of attention there.
Yes, Gisette. All right. Keep moving until we see the chair. All right, just a little bit. Perfect. Good. Nice. All right. So we have the chair here to resemble Mike with us today. At this moment, I'm gonna ask a family member to retire Mike's glove by putting the gloves here in the chair, and that will be Sandy will be coming in here to just retire the gloves. At this moment, Sandy had a little speech to talk to provide to the group. Right, Sandy?
Hi, everyone, bear with me.
I don't know. I'm at a loss. Do you have any idea?
No.
In public, after the policy. Thank you all for being here. For those of you who don't know, I'm Sandy, I'm Mike's daughter. I believe my dad was known here as on time, because he absolutely wasn't ever. So very apropos for him. I have a sister. My dad had 2 daughters. Her name is Angie. He also had 2 granddaughters, 2 grandsons, and the absolute most amazing great-granddaughter. He was the eldest of 4 children, 2 sisters, and a brother. His brother, Ron, is here with us today. And most of you, or a lot of you, know my mom, Linda. It's wife of 15 years. So my dad, as you know, was not on time, but he was also a very quiet man, shy. And 5 years ago, I just learned today, I couldn't think of the years. My mom learned at Rock Steady Boxing, and we came into the gym, and it had just opened. And I think Marty was still doing the workouts in a park or something. I don't know if she even moved it, or maybe she had, but we came in and we said, "You want to learn more about it? You know, we want to introduce this to my dad." And we said, he's really shy, and it's hard to get him motivated.
The volume's all the
And
way up.
She's like, "This is great. It's great. It's going to be great. It's going to totally help him." And we're like, "Yeah, it's going to be great." And we got in the car and we drove home, and we told him. And he was, at that time, he was really struggling with being diagnosed with Parkinson's. And it was a hard time for him with his diagnosis. And he struggled to be motivated in general, but he was really struggling at that time. He said, "Just try it, Dad, just try it." So, okay, he did. And I came to that first workout with him, and there were 2 other people, I think, and my dad. And we sat down to get ready for the workout, And this lovely woman, and I don't recognize you, but I can't remember her name, but she just started talking.
I hear something.
Knowing my dad, I was like, oh, he was like, okay, he was very shy about it. And she
I heard
was
nothing.
talking about what the symptoms were, what are his symptoms, and who's your neurologist, and knowing where he was with his diagnosis, and also just being a shy person, I was like, well, this is going to be a great introduction for him. But I left knowing 100% of what Marty said, this is going to be great. And sure enough, without realizing it, within a very short period of time, this became his real community. And something, my dad, he has a very small circle because he's shy. And he opened up here, and you probably don't know it because he was quiet. But he talked with you, to his friends, his brothers and sisters, a lot. He would tell me about, and I don't remember names, I'm sorry. She's a dancer, and this person rides his bike everywhere all the time, and this person's a dancer. Yeah, okay. I think you did tell me that. I didn't think so, and talking about someone, a veteran that was just really impressed with, and this became his community, and the brotherhood and sisterhood that happens here really, really impacted him. And my mom, who has known him since, I don't know, they were like 4, I don't know, 9 or something, that she first knew of him or something, but spent her life nudging my dad into social situations because of his shyness, and they made him nervous. He enjoyed them once he got there, but it made him nervous. All of a sudden, after 58 years of her having to nudge him to kind of still do things, he would come home and tell her, okay, there's a party, a Halloween party or a holiday event, or there's a symposium, and we're bringing an entree, and it's on this date. He had already signed up for it and already was ready to go. So this was a complete about face, and that is a tribute to what happens here at Rock Steady and that community and fellowship. And I wanted to share that with you because I don't know how much my dad opened up here. This was his place, and I'm glad he had it. But it was very meaningful for him, and he valued all of his relationships and friendships with you all. The last time we came here was in December for the holiday party, and I'm so glad we did. My dad had just had his biopsy on his brain. His diagnosis with the brain tumor was still very new. He wasn't feeling well emotionally and physically. And we had asked him, he had just come out of the hospital from his biopsy.
Recording.
There's a holiday party, why don't we go? And he just wasn't up for it. And that day, it was just about to start, we asked him and he said, yeah, let's go. He wanted to come, and I knew as he comes here, surrounded, feel comfortable and not self-conscious. And he got mad at mom, and and he's like, we're gonna be late. But all of a sudden, he's worried about being late. And we were late. And feeling a little weird about being late, the program was already starting. And Galen came up and just and there were great stories that people shared, and it was a lovely day for the lovely of us. And we carried that home for the next several days. And I'm repeating myself, but I can't speak enough about what this community did with my dad, but for all of us that knew my dad. It made us feel so happy that he had you all. So I'll close. I still see the power of Rock Steady is pretty clear. And it helped my dad physically, emotionally, and socially, which is like never happened. So you guys are pretty awesome. On behalf of my whole family, there's a lot of them up there. we want to thank you for this, Marty, for starting this. And yeah. Ando and Galen and the whole team for keeping this going. As we all know, Parkinson's touches all of us. And Rock Steady has touched all of us and our whole family, and we want to stay connected. This isn't goodbye. My mom and I have already been talking about ways that we can get involved. Please invite us to the events. I live in the Bay Area, but I'm going to be here for a long while. And I'll continue to volunteer when I go back to the Bay Area, but we want to participate in any way. So please stay in touch, and we'll stay in touch. And I'll just close with this. It's so meaningful what this workout, what this community, what this fellowship is, that it was a very easy decision for my mom and my sister and I, when we were talking about my dad's service. When we put out his obituary, it still hasn't been put out. And when we make the announcement of his service, we are going to ask, in lieu of people sending flowers to his, where his service will be, and to the home, to please donate to this Rock Steady community. So it'll come back to want this community to continue to thrive. So thank you all.
Next is I'm going to read the fallen fighter poem. Before I read it, I've been here for about 3 years. Not much. I don't even know if I've heard Mike say hi to me. He's so quiet, but he does love boxing. A lot of time because of Parkinson, when I do meet with someone, I have to kind of move a little bit because their target is just all because of Parkinson. I don't want to get hit. Some of these guys hit hard, but with Mike, I'm right there. He hits that mitts like on target. He just really, really love boxing and really, really good at boxing. So I don't have to worry about getting hit with Mike. But I'm gonna read this poem, and then after I read this poem, we're gonna ask Galen to ring the 12 rounds of bell of silence. Right? So, fallen fighter, rest now, my fallen fighter. Lay soft your suffering back. Rest well and forever. Rest your tired hands. Wipe clean your weary brow. Rest with Saint Florian, your spirit now endowed. Rest here your breaking heart. We know you gave your all. Rest easy. You've done your part. You've answered your last call. Rest knowing that God we sought, O Lord, watch over another who just fell. Rest assured your troubled thought as we ring the final bell. Next, we're gonna call in Marty to read the poem of Fight Back Against Parkinson. We use a purple ribbon because purple is the official color of Rock Steady Boxing. We're gonna call Marty to read this poem, and then she has her own speech for the group. Thank you, Marty. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Thank you.
All right. Fighting back against Parkinson's. I've been shaking for 3 hours and my speech is slurred. Then dyskinesia kicks in, Parkinson's stinks. Have you heard? This is happening to me more often every day. I've had enough of it now. I wish it would go away. That's apart from the sleepless nights and the sleepless days, the pain and stiffness that goes on for days upon days. When I'm going through these cycles every day, things go through my mind that I really cannot say. You can probably imagine what it is, but I'm not going to say. Then Parkinson's will have beaten me, and I might as well call it a day. But I still got some fight left in me, maybe less than before. I'm not letting it win. I'm still gonna fight it, that's for sure. It's funny, when you were like the first two people that came in here, and you're right, we were still in the park. And I know Mark and I have talked this many times, there were times that we never thought this was gonna go on. I mean, there would be one person, and people just kept coming, and you guys created your own community. I just have a few words to say about Mike. So my heart feels so much more than these words could ever convey. I have to write this so I can't talk, and everybody knows that. Linda was the one who found us and made sure Mike came to those very first classes. He was quiet and somewhat shy, but boy, could he pack a punch. As time went by, Mike opened up about his job in the hospital, his security guard in the hospital at night, and the fear about what he would do if it stopped working. He was so scared. Remember, he was so scared about stopping. He's like, what am I going to do if I stop working? And he wasn't going to go. He told us, he said, I'm not going to go. I can't do it anymore. We were all really excited when he finally retired for good, and he even tried to get back to golf, which was that made my heart sing when he told me that. I know that there's this gang of fighters helped him believe to play golf again. As time grew by, we all grew to know his sense of humor, dry as it could be. He loved music, and there were many times we could hear him singing along to the old rock and roll song, and he even bopping his hips to the sounds. He would be kind of shy.
It's actually very good.
We saw it. We would see him, but he'd always be like in the corner singing loud and stuff. Although, other than Leonard, he was mostly late for all the classes. Both Linda and Mike were at almost every TV event in town, supporting the cause and keeping hope alive for a cure. Linda, a line from the song reminds me of you and Mike. Because you're the go-getter, Mike was the shy guy. I know you wouldn't win. Now he's learned to be a coach.
Next in line, we're gonna call Galen. She's going to read a short poem of love, and that's why we have the pin of the heart. And then she has speech for the people.
For all of us, you gave your best. Now, so go in peace. You earned your sleep. Your love in our hearts. And I just want to say, I'm so grateful to be a part of this, to your dad, your husband. Because when he came in, he went all out. And there was no holding him back, like Marty said. He could hit a punch, but as hard as he could hit, his heart was even bigger. And I'm so grateful for the day that I got to just give him a hug and bring him over and tell him how much we all loved him. And now I know he's in heaven. It's free from every hurt, every tear, everything.
Before Mark, we're gonna present the specialty pen or characters pen. We have added this pen because we want, when someone comes in and look at the gloves, we want some kind of personality to kind of just tell about the person. So right now we're gonna, since Mike was in the United States Army, we're gonna call fellow service Junida. We're gonna present the pen right over here and show it to you guys. Nice. Do we know how long did he serve the army? All right, so we have a few servicemen. Thank you, Benita. All right, and then next, when I was going through the pictures to make this short video, I just see this WSU all over the picture. So we're gonna call out Ron here to just gonna give us a little bit of explanation on this special pin here. Ron, you're gonna explain that for us about that pin. Thank you.
Stand here?
Yep. you can
Okay.
stand right in the center. Thank
Oh,
you,
hi,
Ron.
I'm Ron. I'm Mike's brother. Sometimes people thought I was his son. There were 20 years between us. I wasn't planned. So it was always really, yeah, it was always really special for me because he led the way, right? And he didn't think he did, but he did. And this is part of it. He went to Washington State as a land grant university, Eastern Washington. Mike and Linda got married like right after he went there. And they had a really, really happy year there. My sister went to Washington State. My niece went to Washington State, and I went to Washington State. He loved it. He loved watching Cougar football. He yelled at him all the time, but I guess he liked it because we usually lose, but we prove it. But what I was trying to do, I wasn't on my phone for the service. I was trying to pull up the lyrics to our alma mater song, and I'm just going to try. Can you guys help me? I know you know the fight song, but this is the alma mater song that we had to learn, and it's been 30, 40 years since I sang it, but it goes.
Do we just follow you or?
No, don't sing it. Let me just. I'm not going to sing it. Let me say it.
Yeah, let's
I
not
think
go
the
that
last
way.
part is apropos. Washington, my Washington, the crimson and the gray. When the sad hours come to you and sorrows around you play, just sing the songs of Washington, the crimson and the gray. Just sing the songs of Washington, the crimson and the gray.
Next, for the last pin, we have the pin of peace, the white dove. We're gonna call Marker to read a quick short poem for peace, and then Mark told us the great speech that we all been waiting for.
Oh boy. I am at peace, my soul is at rest. No need for tears. For your love, I was so blessed for all those many years. Just 7 days ago, we gathered in the same room in morning Boston to celebrate the life of John Shaw, fellow boxer. Sadly, we have returned 1 week later and mourn the loss of another friend. It is with a heavy heart I write this, yet I feel blessed with no mind being able to share my thoughts with you. Mike Mack, really don't know where to start. I guess first things first. There's quiet and then there's Mike's quiet. He brought a new meaning to the phrase "a man of few words." Just think the opposite of me. But lucky for Mike, I could talk enough to the both of us, so we were good. Mike was a Pacific Northwest boy born in TL, Washington. That town name looks like a clue from Wheel of Fortune. He would always spell it out because it was so unique. Since I lived in Vancouver, Washington for a short period of time, we had the Pacific Northwest connection. But our bond went deeper than that. We both had foot problems at the same time, so we kissed and moaned each other every day. My pain was caused by a torn ligament in my foot. Mike's, on the other hand, walking hour after hour as a hospital security guard. I felt bad that Mike had to have a part-time job after retirement, but those feelings would soon change. One day we got on the subject of what Mike had done throughout his career, and he told me when he retired, he had been plant manager for Bridgestone Tire and Rubber's aviation tire division, 300 people. I thought, plant manager, security guard, what was I missing? So I said, why are you working at the hospital? Mike said, well, since I retired, I really didn't know what to do with myself. I was shocked, and I told Mike, if they came up with a cure for Parkinson's tomorrow and told me that I have to go back to work, I'd be pissed. He actually cracked a smile, but I was sick. Now he piqued my interest. So I decided what Mike needed was a retirement life coach. I happened to be available, so I volunteered. Our first session started with the question, do you have any hobbies? He answered, no, not really. I used to golf. I thought, now we're getting something. Then he completed this thought, but I quit because I used to be pretty good and I won't enjoy myself if I don't play golf at that level. I thought, oh, great, a perfectionist too. But lo and behold, he started back golfing, only to hurt his back. So it was back to the drawing board. Time for plan B. Any other interest, I asked? Well, I used to fly airplanes, but I can't fly anymore. I said, au contraire. How about a model airplane? You build it yourself, put a camera in it, you fly it. I see them all the time at the Silver Bowl. Nope, that was another swing and a miss. Like, but I never let up on him. Every time I saw Mike, and I mean every time I saw Mike, I asked him if he bought that model airplane. He just cracked a smile and move on to the next subject. It was a friendly reminder that I tried. Whether Mike knew it or not, he was fun. I will give you an example. Marty's daily question was, are you functional? Simple enough. When he got around the mic, he said, indeed, he was functional. The group burst out laughing. He was always late. He kind of grinned and thought it was over with. But like Yogi Berra said, it ain't over till it's over. As luck would have it, Marty would provide me with the perfect opportunity to have some fun. Marty was buying every one of Rock Steady Boxing t-shirts. And because I'm so clever, Marty asked me to give everybody a nickname to be printed on the back. Thank you, Marty. Mike's nickname, drum roll please, was On Time. Every time I saw that shirt, it cracked me up. And the fact that he even wore it cracked me up even more. I was laughing and I was writing. Mike was very quiet, and you knew how much he liked me, not by his words, but by his actions. Mike happened to show up on time. He'd come over to me and we would chat. After class, he would wait for me just so we could shoot the breeze and walk to the car. I enjoyed talking to Mike about his Army days, his business trip to Japan, and of course, his beloved Washington State food. Last time I saw him in class, I asked him about the model airplane. Told you, I never let up. Then I switched gears. I said, maybe you should buy a drone. Mike answered, why? And without answering his question, I asked if there were a lot of swimming pools in his neighborhood. And he just gave me a look of confusion. Him and two Toro University volunteers burst out laughing. Mike got the joke. And he just walked off with a grin on his face. I was devastated when Marty told me about Mike. This one was close to home. I spent many, many hours with Mike. We had fought side by side for years. Kept fighting for a strong bond. I knew Leonard was providing support to Mike and his family during this time, so I was able to get updates on Mike's health. It was hard to. Every time Leonard and I spoke, I told Leonard, please let Mike know I'm I was every single day. Imagine my surprise when I turned around the Christmas party and there stood Mike. I was so happy to see Mike, and it was so unexpected. And also the surprise of seeing Mike wearing a Christmas sweater with little flashing lights. It was as if the clock had been turned back. We made small talk. Mike then told a story about his induction in the Army. It was almost surreal. I was talking to Mike's daughter to express her appreciation and love and support that our group provided. She said that Rock Steady Boxing was very important to her dad, and his idea to come to play. Her eyes filled with tears and she spoke about being in Vegas due to dad's health. It became real. I turned to Mike and we hugged. Knowing Mike was not much of a hugger, I knew this was goodbye. I whispered into his ear, take care of yourself. We looked at each other and smiled. Time to walk separate. That guy in that Christmas sweater, with flashing lights, that walked out that door, the greatest person I've ever met. I'm proud to have fought by his side. Godspeed, Mike. You quietly made the world a better place. I love you.
Now we're going to hang Mike's gloves on the wall. We're going to put him right beside the red gloves here with this wall. Those are on Zoom. We're going to turn the camera around so you guys can see me hang the gloves. After I'm up there, after I hang the gloves, I do a roll call on the name. Each time I call the name, we're going to give a couple times for the fighter in the wall. And then I'll come back here and we'll do that. Rock Steady Boxing chair, right? So I'm going to grab this. We got our cameraman guy there. You can just go ahead and move that. Perfect. Thank you. Roll call on the fighter on the wall. First one, Elizabeth Smith. Weissner. Mackovish. Nucky. Bill McCarty. Walt Parrish. John Shaw. Mike Mackovich. Back up front. We're gonna do our classic Rock Steady Boxing chairs. So, coaches in the center here, we're gonna yell out Rock Steady. You guys gonna respond with a 5 back. We're gonna do that 3 times, and we all yell out Rock Steady at the end. Come on, Joey. You know your part here. Come on, Joey. Welcome back, Joey. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Rock Steady! Rock Steady! Rock Steady! All right. Let me make sure we share the video. So those are on Zoom. If I can find my arrow, I'm gonna share this video to make sure we can share the audio and the video. I don't need that. Give me a second here. All right. Share screen. I'm gonna share the screen first. Okay, how come that's not showing? Okay. You guys see the Rock Steady now, right? Yeah. All right. Let's see. I guess it just makes me share. And I'm gonna try to see if I can share the audio. So you guys get a better audio. Advanced computer audio. I'm getting better at this. I'm getting there. Come on, come on. Does it just let you share one thing at a time? Maybe. Let me see the mouse. Yeah, it looks like it just makes me share one thing at a time, not 2. That will work. Let me, okay, now get out of here. Yeah. But that's not quite working. Oh, computer audio, please install Zoom audio advice. Really? Give me 1 second. TA2. Yeah, it's working. Nope. Come on. Come on.